April 9th, Easter Sunday for a lot of people, 2023, your local time, 11 a.m. is going to be the start of when you can hit Regieleki in Pokemon Go, but this video actually, while I show you that, is going to be at least the commentary mostly about the changes, all relating to hashtag Hear Us Niantic, you know, anything related to that, especially where it pertains to remote raids. So obviously with remote raid prices increasing, along with the limit of 5 raids per day if you're remote, I guess the first thing would be to preface with this, yes, I've been playing Pokemon Go since 2016. I played every single day. Usually it would just be about like 10 minutes a day for most days because I live an insane life and whatnot, but obviously if I was making content or live streaming over the years, or just, you know, in the earlier days when maybe I didn't have as many jobs, no, that was pretty much all the time. Anyway, point is, sometimes there was days where I'd play for hours. And so yeah, I've been through it all. I've raided before there was remote raids. I've done the whole gamut, in-person Go Fests, global Go Fests, whatever it might be. And so I know, for example, like Brandon Ton, like a lot of people have done responses to anything related to all this. And I know Brandon was saying that, like, essentially the flip side of it all that people maybe don't think of is that there's like these local communities that used to have perhaps a community before the COVID-19 lockdowns and whatnot. They had kind of a big audience of people who don't really go there anymore, and I would actually challenge that with just one thing, is like not challenge the premise itself, but say that remote raids is surely going to take out some of those people, you know, that they aren't going to show up in person anymore. But first off, is that a bad or good thing or whatever? But aside from that, you got to think about like TV shows, you got to think about your favorite YouTube channels. Everything can get stale and like have an audience drop off without any sort of major change or major reinvention of the wheel. I use the case of Modern Family a lot, but you can plug in a lot of different TV shows. You know, like after like 4 seasons, it was like, okay, isn't this enough? And didn't it go on for 8 or 9 seasons or something? So the point is, with like in-person raiding and whatnot, I have raided in person for all types of events, right? So like regular raids, or maybe it was trying to do like a raid day, like, you know, for the legendary birds, the legendary dogs or beasts. And at least in like the biggest of towns and stuff, like the biggest cities, it was so rare that I was just like talking to people and making new friends and making like lifelong friends or whatever, you know, that you would do something out of Pokemon Go. Even at Pokemon Go Fest, like these are all, I guess I should say real fast, like I am definitely aware that my experience is not everybody else's, okay? But I'm just wondering, did you guys also experience this? Let's say if you did raids in person, for me it was just everybody was in their cars. You know what I mean? Like maybe once in a while there was somebody that was just like, they actually could walk to it or something like that. But even people in like a neighborhood, you know, that lived near a gym, it might not be my neighborhood, but like I'd go there and those people still drove, or if they didn't drive, they just like all were in their own little pods. Like maybe it's somebody that's already with their friend and they walked, but like people keep to themselves, and it was really annoying, man. Like the gym may only have like 8 minutes left or something like that, and you've got to wait, I don't know, 7 minutes for somebody to show up, and it was just like so cumbersome, man. It was so annoying. And so then let's take this remote raid. So the idea is that, you know, Niantic probably, they want people to get out. They want them to explore. That was the mission of Pokemon Go, right? At least one of them. But I'll tell you guys, have you seen my vlog of like when they released Gen 6 and I turned level 41 back in those days? That was like 2020. I was out there. I was exploring, but I was using remote raids. Like I would not have reached level 41 in that video, at least. Like it would have taken me so much longer to reach level 41 if this was in-person raids. Because don't you have to do, what was the number, 20 raids or something like that? You have to do a whole bunch of raids, you guys. I'm sorry I don't have all my stuff together, my notes on this. I have limited time, but yes, that did not inhibit my exploration in any way. There was like a gym, for instance, that I even remoted into, even though I was the in-person person hosting the raid, because it was behind a paywall, essentially. So a botanical garden, like a very large botanical gardens, has a gym that I can't reach without remoting into it, you know? But I could actually reach it. At that time, it was Kyurem was the raid boss, and so I could hit a Kyurem right there, tally it up for my level 41. And so the Pokestop spin distance, just like that, you know, like they did go back on that. I actually thought that they didn't have to go all the way when Hear Us Niantic Part 1 was the case. There could have been a compromise, actually, I feel, between like us, the player base, and especially the people that want the changes to not revert, but then also Niantic, who does want to revert the changes. There could absolutely be a compromise. Like, what is the distance right now? Again, I don't have my notes, but like, what if it's like 20 meters or something like like that, and they want to revert it back to the original 10. Again, these are just kind of numbers I'm making up right now because I can't remember exactly. I'm sorry, everybody. So, like, it could have just been 15 meters. So, the limit, let's say, the daily limit of raids, can't it just be like 10? I know some people would still be upset about that because they want to do 20, 30 raids a day or something, which, God bless you guys, I don't have the kind of money for that. Also, 195 coins for one remote pass, like, yes, that is stupid expensive. Why can't that just be 150? You know what I mean? That's not outrageous, but at least you're charging more. And then, of course, the argument, and I feel that a lot of people that are in favor of some kind of change happening is, yes, make the in-person raids so much more valuable. You know, there should be a reason that you want to go out in person, but like, it might not be safe. Like, let's say that there's a gym. Don't the raids stop somewhere close to like 9 p.m. your local time? You know, 8 I think is when they stop spawning or whatever. You might have like a late night raid, let's say, and it's like nighttime. And yeah, it's gonna take you, I don't know, 5-10 minutes to go walk to that gym like at night. Isn't it so much better to just remote into that? Like, shouldn't you not be penalized for that? Because yeah, that gym's like in your neighborhood and you can go hit it tomorrow in person. But what if you're just trying to get that last day, you know, before Lugia leaves, before whatever raid boss leaves, and you need it? So why shouldn't you be able to remote into that? And then of course there are online communities. So like, you want to talk about the in-person communities, there's also a whole bunch of online communities, and those people, they all go out and explore. They host raids for each other. The friendships I've made in my channel through my community of raiding, they are so much stronger. Like, I can barely tell you the names of the people that I like raided in person with, even semi-regularly, but the people online, I can remember usernames from like 2020 when this first started. I've still got Sailor Moon up in here. I've still got Assis, Jim, Ivy League. I'm not gonna forget those people. They're fresh. And now they all have to struggle if I'm gonna be hosting remote raids for them, which I regularly would do. I think that there's an in-between compromise that could happen, or we can just not revert these changes. Like, honestly, the game actually really was operating at a level that people that wanted to go explore would still go explore, you know. Taking away remote raids doesn't quite change that, in my opinion. You guys let me know what you think down in the comments below. And yeah, my Regieleki was trash, by the way.